Welcome back to My Autistic Life. I am Autumn and thank you for joining me. Today I want to talk about the autistic mind and transitioning, so let's get right into it. Transitions are hard, like changing from one task to another or a major life change. Transitions challenge us in ways that most people don't fully understand. For an autistic mind, transitions aren't just inconvenient, they can feel overwhelming, chaotic, and even painful. Ouch, this hurts.
Whoa, what's wrong? Are you okay?
Yeah, it's just a transition.
I had no idea transitions could be that difficult.
Our brains, the autistic brain, craves predictability, patterns, and stability. When that gets disrupted, it can trigger anxiety, confusion, and even shutdowns or meltdowns. It's not because we don't want to adapt.
Hey, do you want to adapt? Absolutely not.
Said no one ever. It's because our brains are wired to process the world differently. We feel change more intensely, and sometimes we need more time to process what's happening before we can move forward. But here's the thing. Transitions, as difficult as they are a part of life.
No kidding, right?
And while they may never be easy, there are ways we can make them more manageable for ourselves. So that brings us to this question. Why do we go through transitions? We don't just transition for the sake of it. We do it because we are growing, because life moves forward, whether we like it or not.
Would you like some sugar to coat that?
Because sometimes the things that scare us the most end up leading to something incredible. Transitions open doors to new experiences, new skills, and new opportunities.
What new skills or new opportunities have you gained from going through a new transition?
Even if a transition doesn't feel like a good thing at the time, it often teaches us
Resilience, creativity.
and ways to better advocate for our needs. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to feel uncomfortable, but we deserve to give ourselves the tools to move through those changes in ways that work for us. And that brings us to our next question. How can we help ourselves through transitions? First of all, we can prepare in advance. Our brains do better when we know what to expect. If you know a transition is coming, whether it's a schedule change, a new routine, or a big life shift, take time to prepare mentally. Look at visuals, read about it, or even role play what it might be like. We can also create predictability within the change. Even if something major is changing, keeping small things consistent can help. Stick to familiar routines when possible. Bring comfort items or keep sensory tools on hand. Small anchors of familiarity can make a big difference. Also, give yourself extra processing time.
Your autistic brain needs it.
Sometimes we need more time to transition between tasks, conversations, or places. If possible, build in buffer time. Don't rush yourself. Slow transitions are still transitions. Also, use transition cues. Visual timers, alarms with gentle sounds, or even verbal countdowns can help ease into changes. Sometimes hearing 5 more minutes in a calm voice can prepare the brain to shift more smoothly. We can also acknowledge the emotional weight of transitioning. It's okay if change makes you sad, frustrated, or exhausted.
So tired.
It doesn't mean you're failing. It means your brain is doing its best to adjust. Self-compassion is key. Let yourself feel what you need to feel without guilt. And let's practice small, slow-stake transitions. Just like muscles get stronger with training, our brains can get better at handling transitions. Try switching between 2 activities at home using a timer. Practice going to a new place, but only staying for a few minutes before leaving. The more we expose ourselves to change in a better controlled way, the more adaptable our brains can become. And lastly, have a recovery plan. Transitions are
Draining.
Plan for recovery time afterward. Whether it's stimming, lying under a weighted blanket, or doing a special interest deep dive, give yourself space to regulate. You are not alone. If transitions are hard for you, it doesn't mean you're weak or incapable. It means your brain works differently, and that's okay. The world often expects us to adapt without considering how much energy that takes, but we can be kind to ourselves in the process. You have overcome transitions before, even when they felt impossible, and you will continue to overcome them. Not because you have to, but because you are capable, because you are resilient. And even though transitions are hard, you are stronger than the hardest change you'll ever face.
Look at this. I'm strong.
And sometimes we have to go through these transitions to be shown that. I thank you for stopping by the channel today, and I hope to see you on the next video. Take care. Small anchors of familiar. Wow. Look at this. I'm strong.